We're going to talk about Joppa's stream from yesterday. So if you guys missed it, yeah, here's going to be a quick overview of it. I got a pretty good reception from the last one that I did like this. So we're going to keep doing these. Hopefully I'll be able to watch all the information and break it down for you in a much quicker fashion so that, those that cannot watch the full stream can get the information that they need or want. So that said, there will be absolutely no update today. There's no update. The Wednesday update not happening, which is going to be the big Unity update. Unity 6 was also going to be a dungeon for Eastern Plains, kind of a overworld type dungeon where you're going to have some werewolves, basically, or gnoll style werewolves, I guess is the best way to put it. Most of Joppa's stream was about he's currently developing that area. He's adding in NPCs, adding in, just areas to go and explore. So that was what the majority of the stream was about. He is going to test out spawn rates for spawn rate changes for that area. So right now in the game, most named spawns have a 15-minute timer to them. This is going to possibly change that, and he just wants to test it out to see how it feels going forward. So expect to have different spawn rates. The enemies are also going to have different types of abilities, new types of abilities that he's trying out. So be prepared for some jankiness there. Let's see, what else did we talk about? They're aware of a lot of issues right now. They have acknowledged that there are a lot of issues in the game. They are working on those, but there's no time frame for a lot of them. It's just kind of tough to be able to give a narrowed down time frame of that. Let's see, building out the new dungeon. Animation improvements are coming down the pike, but we don't know when that will be. But he talks about that at the 1 hour mark if you're curious about that. Ash Breather Caves. That's going to be the next, from what I can tell, the next really big, huge content update whenever they do that. I don't think it's coming in, like I said, anytime soon. This current content update that is skipping today may come in Thursday or Friday. That's going to be for Eastern Plains. And then the next content update is going to be on February 12th. That is going to be, hopefully, the Druid. That is the planned time for the Druid. But that big ash, what is it called again? Ash Breather Caves. He talks about that at about the 1 hour, 26-minute mark. And it's going to be a giant area to fight in, like absolutely massive. So hopefully it's a really cool thing to see. I don't know how big massive is to him, but he made it out to be like it's going to be huge. Let's see. More customization options are coming soon. Trademark, we don't really know when that's going to be, but they do want to add more customization options, skin color, hair styles, things of that nature to the current races in the game. They also do want to add in more races. Gnomes, I think, will be the next main race or next race that they're going to be adding into the game. That's their plan. Mounts and taming was mentioned. I don't have a timestamp for that, but mounts and taming were mentioned. The plan is to have mounts in the game, not just horse mounts, possibly bear mounts, wolf mounts, those kinds of things, but then also underwater mounts and climbing mounts. So think of, getting like a fish or a dolphin. I'm just throwing those out there. He did not say what kind of mounts they would be, but think of, summoning a dolphin or having a dolphin mount and then having that help you swim faster in the water, or being able to get on the back of a giant ape that can climb mountains better. That is my understanding of basically how that's going to work. Changes to classes that he talked a little bit about, a lot of different classes and their changes, how those things are going to come in and when they're going to come in. But the when is basically to be decided. But there are a lot of changes coming. Let me see if I can skim through some of my notes here. I know that there's like the shaman pet. They have some plans for the shaman pet, where it's going to be more of a spectral pet. It's going to do more things. Like the shaman is going to be able to sacrifice the shaman pet to do something special. So expect those kind of things to happen. More pet stuff with the summoner. They want to work on that quite a bit. That's going to be another thing that's going to be coming down at some point, but we don't know when. So expect some changes to the pet classes. Let's see what else he talked about the warrior class getting some updates, being able to do more with their banners. So that's another big change that a lot of people should like. I know a lot of people don't like warrior right now, the place that they're in. I'm maining a warrior, and I can definitely tell that it needs a little bit of love. It functions as a tank, but it does need a little bit of love. It's just not as fleshed out as the other two, even though the Dire Lord is missing all of its abilities past level 20. It still feels, less fleshed out as those. Another huge thing that is coming in on this patch that was supposed to be today, but will come in probably Thursday or Friday, is Target of Target. It's kind of a hidden thing that they haven't been talking about, but Target of Target is coming, which is amazing. I cannot wait for Target of Target. So that is another really big thing to point out. Let's see. Other than that, a lot of voice, funny, goofing off kind of stuff that happens at the hour 55 mark, if you're curious about seeing that, where Joppa just does different types of voices for things, and then also talks about the team size. So there's been a lot of questions. What's the team size in this game? And a lot of people saying about 10 people. That is correct on the development side. There are approximately 10 people that are developing the game, actively developing, but the size of Visionary Realms, the entirety of the team, is much larger than that. They have things like, let's see, audio team, tech team, communications, management, and HR. So the team is much larger than just 10 people, but 10 people are currently the ones that are actively developing the game. Server capacity is going to increase over time. I believe somewhere in there, I couldn't find it when I looked at some timestamps, but somewhere in there they talked about the server capacity and trying to remove shards. Shards are not the in-game goal. And shards, if you don't know what those are where they have multiple different versions of the same server, so that if your server area is too congested, you can go to a different server. They hope to get rid of shards down the road, or at least minimize them as much as possible, because I know there are people that are concerned about that. I'm concerned about shards right now. Next up that he talked about is contested content. This is a big thing that people were talking about lately. I want to do a bigger video about this, but it's about contested content and how higher level players are doing low level content to get or obtain gear. In some cases, this is because, they want to just sell the gear for gold. In other cases, they're trying to twink out their alts, especially as people get higher level. This has always been a thing in EverQuest, and is not going to be going away anytime soon in this game. They're trying to think of ways to alleviate that. Right now, it's currently most damage done to the mob, and that is the person that gets the loot. Obviously, something like a wizard makes this very easy. But they're looking at different ways to do that. If you want to go look at the contested part of the thing, it's the 2 hour, 37-minute mark around there. There's first tag is an option, but that doesn't seem to be something that Joppa would like to do. I personally don't want first tag either. But yeah, I might do a full video on that topic at some point. It's basically in Joppa's stream. It was briefly discussed, but no final takeaway from that. So we don't really know what the final outcome will be. They're looking at it is the best way to put that. And then ability toolkit. So right now we all know, or a lot of us know, that ability kits from level 30 to 40 are kind of wonky or not in place at all. That will be happening before the Bard comes out. If you want to confirm that, it is at the 3 hour, 5-minute mark. They talk about that very briefly. It's not something you're going to be getting a lot of information about, but the team plans to have the ability kits from 30 to 40 out before Bard release. And then more classes potentially down the road. Obviously right now there's the Druid and the Bard are the next in line for that, and then we need to fix all of the other current classes. But there is talk about classes down the road. Some examples of those classes would be Berserker, Beast Lord, or Ronin, and possibly having a community vote for those classes going forward. That is pretty much everything that happened during Joppa's stream. That in my opinion, of note. There, you could obviously go and watch it yourself, or little tidbits of things that may have happened. But yeah, that's pretty much the short version of what happened over the 4-ish hours of his stream. Hopefully that helps out. If it does, please come on over, ask me any questions that you may have.